guys, it's Kendra. Welcome back to my channel. I am running around today, doing some errands, and I got hungry and I stopped at this new, it's called Pho 10, and it's noodles, rice, rolls, and drinks, and I heard great things about it, so I figured I'd eat lunch with you today. So let me show you what I got. I got some shrimp spring rolls. So I got these spring rolls, the ones in the clear rice paper. I'm excited about this. Shrimp. It's light. It's kind of hot today, so it'll be light. And I got, this is new on the menu, they're marinated baby back ribs with some veggies, just so I can have a little protein. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. So I needed a little bite to eat before I go into the grocery store. When I go to the grocery store, I cannot go in hungry, because anybody would go crazy at the grocery store when they're hungry. So the spring rolls came with a peanut sauce, as it always does. That's the spring roll. It's just basically, this shrimp is here and it's all veggie. So it's actually, it's healthy for you. Except for the peanut sauce. The mint makes it. I love how there's a lot of mint in Vietnamese food. It's so good. So basically, inside, sorry about the light. Inside the spring roll is a lot of lettuce, some rice noodles, some shrimp, and mint. So it's like refreshing. But you're getting your salad as well. It's my salad and my meat. So I'm gonna try the baby back ribs. I love that they come with slices of cucumber and slices of tomato. I heard these were good. Somebody did a review on this Pho 10 place, and it was such a great review. I couldn't wait to try it. Wow. These ribs are great. And I love how they cut them into bite-sized riblets. Oh my goodness, it's good. So, a little story time. This week, I think it was on, when did it happen? Thursday. I was at work on Thursday, and I come out to my car, leaving work at the end of the day. And there was a car running next to me. Didn't think anything of it. So I go to proceed to put I have a rolling laptop case, put it in the trunk, And as I'm doing that, she rolls down her window and she says, "Excuse me, I just wanted to let you know that I was backing up into the space next to you and I scratched your car." And I looked at the car because I didn't see it. There wasn't any obvious dents. I look at the car and it was on the right hand side above my rear tire, and there was a big scratch on it. And I'm like, oh, sorry about that. My camera was kind of sitting on my dashboard, and it was in the sun, and I think it overheated because it just shut off on me. Anyway, okay, so I was just blown away that she was so honest, and she waited for me to come out. She said that she decided she was just going to pick up her husband from work, and she was in the parking lot and she was trying to back in, and unfortunately she missed. She said she didn't realize the spots were so tiny, which they're really not. Anyway, I was bummed because I was in my office innocently working, and yet my car gets scratched. So anyway, she says, "Is there any way we can do this without going through insurance?" I said, "Well, do you have insurance?" And she said, "I have insurance. It's just, the deductibles, all that kind of stuff." And I said, "Okay, well, let me take all your information anyway, and I'll get you an estimate, and I'll let you know what the estimate is, and then you can decide whether you want to pay it out of pocket or go through insurance." So then I'm looking at it, and it's kind of like the back panel, the rear door wasn't affected at all, which is great. It's just above the wheel, but I could see there's a dent, the paint scratched off. It's not just like buffing it out. And I said, it looks like they might have to take this panel off to fix it, which can get pretty expensive. She's like, "Well, no, it kind of looks like it could be just about $100. Maybe I could just give you $100. And I'm looking at it and thinking, there's no way. Plus, I'm gonna have to put it in to the shop to get it fixed, which then I have to rent a car. So it's not just $100. Sometimes they keep the car for like a week. So it's, what, $30, $35 a day to rent a car. So I said, "Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll get you the estimate and you decide." So I took it to the shop, this great repair shop by my house, on last night, Friday evening, and they're super great there. They said that they're looking at $1,800 to $2,000 just to fix that, because the panel has to come off and there's no clear lines that divides the sections. So there's one whole panel that goes to the whole top of the side of the car that has to be replaced in order to fix it. So, and then of course you're looking at rental car, and they said they're gonna have to keep the car for about a week to fix it. So I texted her saying, "I just want to let you know that I got the estimate for you." And I did go to, she has this Mercury insurance. I went to a repair shop that was an express shop for Mercury. And they said it would be about $1,800 to $2,000. Plus they need the car for about a week to get it fixed. So then you're looking at rental car fees for 5 to 7 days, whatever it is. So probably all in might be about $2,500 or so. So they suggested that because it's a higher amount, I do go through insurance. So I called her insurance company, not my insurance company, to put the claim in. that was my excitement for the week. There's little pieces of bone in here. It's so good though. The marinade is so flavorful. So anyway, the repair shop that I took it to, they're so good. They said, drop it off whenever. It'll be done in a week. We'll do everything for you. You won't have to pay a dime. So my thing was, I feel bad because she didn't want to go through insurance. She was young, newly married. Her husband was in the car. I feel so bad. And I think I noticed on her insurance, she's still under her parents' insurance. I feel bad because she thought it was only going to be like $100. Anyway, that's why we have insurance. Mmm. Mmm. The reviews on this pho 10, they're definitely spot on. I love cucumbers, and I love that they have a whole bunch of sliced cucumbers in here. So an adjuster is going to be calling me on Monday, and yeah, it's pretty easy. So this is what happened 2 weeks ago. Randy and I were driving. It was Friday night around rush hour, so it was about 5:30 on Friday night, and we decided they had a ABBA tribute band. I love ABBA. We love ABBA. They had an ABBA tribute band, which was supposed to be really good, a few towns away. So we were heading to that. And on the way there, we decided, I'm gonna have some of my salad roll with shrimp in it. On the way there, we decided we were going to go stop and get a sandwich, and that we'd have a little picnic at the concert. I think it was a concert in the park. Free concert in the park, which Orange County is known for. Tons of concerts in the park, free. Anyway, that's what we decided to do. We were going to go to the sandwich shop and have that as our dinner. So we were on one of the major streets in Huntington Beach, and we were making a right-hand turn, and it was a green light, but we were stopped. We were waiting for someone to cross the crosswalk, and right when we were going to go and make that right-hand turn at the light, it's so good. Out of nowhere, on the right-hand side, this motorcycle zips by super fast in the bike lane, trying to pass us, and we turned into him. I mean, it was just, we could not believe what just happened. Obviously, he went flying into the middle of the intersection. He had a helmet on. It was a pretty big motorcycle. But the only thing we thought of was it seemed like he was trying to pass us on the right to go through the light, to go straight through the light, because he was going that fast. So, you know, just we were shocked. We got out of the car to see if he was okay. He fell over. His motorcycle went into the intersection. He fell over, of course. But he got up right away. He kept his helmet on, and he was walking towards the corner where we were going to park, and he just sat down on the curb. And it was in the middle of rush hour, so there's, at each light, there was probably like, you know, 10 to 15 cars at each light. So there's tons of people that must have seen that happen. So he was talking. He had one of those helmets that the microphone is in the helmet, so we could tell he was talking to somebody in his helmet. And so we're waiting for all the emergency vehicles to show up. And you know, I was concerned, like, is he in shock? You know, we kept saying, are you okay? Are you okay? He wasn't answering us. And finally, everyone, they all come, the cops, the EMTs, the fire department, they all come. And he basically just had cuts and bruises down the side on his arms and legs that he fell over on. Fortunately, when we turned into him, at least his leg wasn't crushed or anything like that. So he signed the waiver that he didn't want to go to the hospital. So the paramedics basically just cleaned him up and wrapped him up with gauze. He had some scrapes on his arm, nothing too deep that we could see. So the best part about this whole thing is that for a motorcycle victim, he's okay. Because most motorcycle victims, because they're so vulnerable, motorcycle accident victims, it's not a good ending, but I'm so happy that he's okay. So, you know, a few of the cops were there, and they basically told us, it's pretty obvious, you know, you're not at fault, he's at fault, da 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 da. Well, towards the end, we were there and at the whole scene for about an hour and a half. And probably 45 minutes into it, they sent a cop from Huntington Beach that is an actual motorcycle investigator cop. It's kind of neat that they have that. So he comes down and he starts asking the motorcyclist questions, and then he asked us questions. And I guess the motorcyclists said to him, hey, I didn't know they were turning. And I thought I was turning there too. So since there was enough space for me to go in there, I just figured I'd go into that bike lane and turn. But how fast he was going and where he was turning, there's no way he was going to make that turn going that speed. That's why it's like, did you change the story and say, no, I wasn't going straight, I was going to turn here? It's just nobody would turn going that fast. Not safely anyway. And the motorcycle investigator even said, if you were going to turn, how did your motorcycle get all the way out into the middle of the intersection? If you were slow down enough to make that right-hand turn right there and they hit you, you would have gone over. So That's what does not make any sense. So to us, it was just obvious. He was trying to pass us up on the right and make the light. So after his motorcycle gets towed and his wife came to go pick him up, the motorcycle investigator stayed with us and was asking us more questions and all that kind of stuff. He basically said, back in whatever year it was, there was an ordinance passed that in California, because of a lot of bicycles and motorcycles, and there was an ordinance passed that when you're making a right-hand turn in California, you need to be as close to the curb as possible. Okay. I understand that you need to be close to the curb, but a lot of people don't drive that way. And unfortunately, Randy wasn't, I guess, close enough to the curb because this motorcycle thought he could fit into that space. So he then says, the motorcycle investigator, he says, both of you are in the wrong. He's in the wrong for passing you on the right. You're in the wrong because you weren't close enough to the curb that he thought he couldn't pass you. So both of us were in the wrong. So, you know, that's why we have insurance. So the next day, Randy's insurance calls us and says he went to the hospital the next day. So sometimes it does. Sometimes it takes effect the next day. When you're in a hospital, you don't feel the pain till the next day. So hopefully he's okay. I think he is. Maybe he feels bruised. Those ribs are so good. Those little riblets. When on the menu at Pho Ten, it was braised, marinated garlic baby back ribs. So good. So anyway, that happened 2 weeks ago. It's crazy. And that was the first time ever that we got into an accident with a motorcycle. So now I'm deathly afraid of motorcycles. I'm afraid they're just going to come out of nowhere. In California, it's weird because I'm from the East Coast, and motorcyclists do not zip through cars between lanes. I mean, they kind of follow the rules and stay behind each car. In California, they're allowed to zip through the cars. So I'm constantly, ever since that, I'm so afraid. I'm looking out for motorcycles now because I do not want to be part of a accident with a motorcycle again. So anyway, it seems that there's just a lot of cars on the road, a lot of people driving, and more, and you're hearing accidents all the time. And sorry, my phone turned off again because it's so hot. It said temperature, phone needs to cool down before you can use it again. So anyway, I just turned on my air conditioner and I put the phone in front of the vent, and it cooled down pretty fast. So anyway, yeah, so as now I am super cautious about driving everywhere, anywhere. I'm looking out for motorcycles. In a parking lot, because of that woman who backed up and missed the spot but got my car. I'm parking in areas where there's like the far side of the parking lot. Unfortunately, this parking lot today, because it's the weekend and everyone's shopping, it's full. But it's such an inconvenience because you know, taking it in, leaving the car for a week. So I haven't had car drama in years and years and years and years. Last October 2018, actually it was October 1st, 2018, when it was in the middle of the night. I'll post videos here so you can see.
No.
Oh my God. All of a sudden, Randy jumps out of bed at, I think it was 2:30 in the morning. And it woke me up because he jumped out of bed and it's like he was running. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, he ran to the the front bedroom and he runs downstairs and he's like, there's a car on fire and I think it's yours in front of the house. And I'm like, what? So I run to the front bedroom and it's my car. And I said, that's my car. And it was a blaze. It was like it's been burning for a long time. So we're calling 911 and I had this car since it was the best car. It was a 2007 Toyota Avalon. Best car ever. They go and go and go. I've never had any problems with it. Paid off forever. And all of a sudden, it's on fire. And I'm thinking, there's no mechanical issues with it whatsoever. How the heck is it on fire? So, call 911. Randy is outside with the hose. Because it's so close to a tree, and then the tree is close to the house, he didn't want that to catch on fire, and then the house to catch on fire, because the fire in the car was huge. So, call 911, they're like, we'll be right there. 10 minutes go by, and they're still not there, and I'm like, the car is going to be melted by the time they come. Sorry, I keep getting interrupted. I just got a phone call. I should have put it in airplane mode. So, I call 911 again, and I'm like, I just called, and right away they're like, are you on this address waiting for the firemen? And I said, yes. And they said, they are coming. We are battling another car fire a couple of blocks away. And I'm like, what are the chances of that? So when he said that, I'm like, Randy, they're putting out another car fire a couple of blocks away. Isn't that a weird coincidence? So finally they get there, probably 15 minutes after we called. So the car's been on fire since then, and when you're looking at it, like, there's no way. It was already like melted inside. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast it went. Mmm. The peanut sauce is amazing. So they come. The firemen come and the cops come all at once. So obviously they were at that first fire first. So the firemen are putting out the fire, and the cops come over and said, "Is this your car?" And I said, "Yep." So asking me questions. I go, "Any problems with it?" "No, no problems at all." And I said, "What a weird coincidence that there was another car fire a couple of blocks away." And then he says, "Well, somebody went around lighting a bunch of cars on fire." So it all kind of happened at the same time, within like minutes of each other. So there were 5 cars set on fire in that neighborhood within a 5-block radius that night. So fortunately, 2 cars were absolutely destroyed, mine and another guy. And this other guy, everybody in the neighborhood felt so bad for him because he was a gardener that a lot of the people used in the neighborhood, and he had everything for his business in his truck. It was a pickup truck. So he lost everything. Anyway, and then the other 3 cars, they were burnt, but they didn't completely get destroyed. A couple of the cars, for some odd reason, the person who did this, they took stuff out of the glove compartment, they put it all into the seat, and then they tried to light the seat on fire, all the stuff, and I guess it didn't catch quick enough or whatever it is, but it smoldered, but it didn't destroy the car. So anyway, when that happened, I was just like, oh my God, this is so weird. I never had any issues with the car. And anyway, that happened. My car was destroyed. Insurance, of course, took care of everything. Insurance was great, actually. And that was the first thing with the car drama that I had. And then my dad, my parents are so awesome. Oh, it brings tears to my eyes thinking about how awesome they are. But my dad came to my rescue because he was kind of looking, he's been looking for a car for a while, and he said, "Hey, why don't I give you my car?" He had a Toyota Prius. "I'll give you my car, and then whatever the insurance, you get from insurance, that will be, you give that to me, and you can buy the car from me, da-da-da-da-da." And I thought that was great because I'd still not have a car payment. So he came to my rescue, my sweet dad, and he drove the car out like that following weekend. So it was on a Monday morning that this happened. I rented a car on Monday morning once everybody woke up, and I got a car, and I kept it until the following Sunday, and my dad drove out from Arizona on Sunday to drop the car off to me. And I was so happy because I was able to have a car and still not have a car payment. Well, so that was in October 1st. I had the car for 2 months, and in December, I got into a fender bender. Didn't think much of it. No damage to the, what happened was, it was my fault. This big black, I think it was an Escalade, was stopped. They were in front of me. We were both making a right-hand turn, and all of a sudden, he stopped all of a sudden because a skateboarder came from out of nowhere, and he was trying to avoid hitting the skateboarder, and I hit him. No damage to his car. but because the front of cars nowadays crumple for your protection, there was some damage on the front of my car. But it looked fixable. I didn't think anything of it apart from, okay, this can get fixed. Great news is there was no damage on the Escalade, on the guy that I hit. So I take it to the repair shop, and the estimator looks at it and says, okay, because it's a hybrid, it's already going to cost $1,000 just to transfer the car to Toyota to shut the hybrid system off. Then they have to transfer it back to the auto body repair shop. So she said because of that, we're looking at maybe $5,000 worth of damage. So it's going to be about that the insurance would cover. I said, okay. So about 3 or 4 days into my car being at the repair shop, she calls me up and she says, I just want to let you know they're totaling your car. And I'm like, what? They're totaling my car? And she said, well, it's a little bit, so the damage, it's looking like it's a little bit more than what the car is worth. So the car, because of the age of the car and because it's a hybrid system, it's gonna cost more than what the car is worth. So I could not even believe it, because now that's 2 cars in 2 months totaled. I've never had this happen before. So it's just so odd, so crazy. So anyway, I was walking around shocked after that for a while. But fortunately, Randy has a great friend who is in the car business, and he recommended us to go to a certain car dealership, this friend of his, he actually buys cars at auction, and he has a car dealership in Newport Beach, so that's his business. So he used to work at a Toyota dealership way out east from here, going towards LA. So he recommended us to go there, and so we were able to find another Toyota Avalon, a newer Toyota Avalon, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's this car now, and I love it. There's a car payment, but I was able to put down what I got from the car being totaled from the insurance, and I have a low car payment, which is great, and I have a very luxurious car. So that's my car story. And then 2 days ago, a woman, that gal, scratches my car. So that's the car drama that I've had. So it's just so crazy to me, because I've never had any car issues or car drama or anything like that. So hopefully this is the third. They say it happens in 3. I'm not superstitious or anything like that, but hopefully this is it. So anyway, yeah. Crazy story. So anyway, I'm glad that I got to eat with you, or you got to eat with me. And I love this pho 10. It's here in Huntington Beach, right on Beach Boulevard, and super, super good. So now I kind of ate like 3 riblets and some cucumbers, and I had 2 of my I had about, I guess it was 1 because I cut it in half, 1 spring roll. So I feel good. I feel like I can go into the grocery store now and not buy everything from being starving. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you soon in the next video in my kitchen. I look forward to that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.